When we're developing an R&D in a clutch, throwout bearing, flywheel assembly for one of these vehicles, we want to know everything about it. So when we're done pulling the clutch out, what we're going to do is take that information, then we're going to go into our SolidWorks department. Our flywheel will start with a raw billet piece of steel. They're going to take that billet, stick it in the CNC, and then you're going to see them start machining it. They're going to go through, machine the flywheel on the lathe portion, then they're going to go in the mill section. And we check these things quite often. We do a lot of quality control. We're going to install the ring gears and install the ARP studs, which we use for all of our flywheels. The disc is the heart of the clutch. We hand build this thing, and it's still very hands-on. We're always sourcing materials to ensure proper fitment and proper engagement. So we go through and we modify that Marcel spring, and we tailor that so that it has proper amount of squish or cushion in between those two friction linings. The closer we get that to being perfect, the more perfect that clutch is going to operate in the vehicle. We actually do our own clutch testing. We test various different materials that'll work best with what we do as far as our various different applications. In the machine shop, we take the best that we can find, and source and make it better. We use our ball bearing process, and what that does is actually machines the pivot point of the clutch itself. From there, they're going to take that pressure ring to the assembly area, and they're going to actually match that pressure plate to the hat and diaphragm assembly. It just makes such a nicer quality piece without changing the actual diaphragm spring itself. Once the guy's done assembling the pressure plate, that's going to go over to the balance department. They're going to match that up to the flywheel, the disc, and the floaters, and anything that's happening with that particular clutch assembly. And they're going to go check it out and make sure that it has proper release, proper finger height. And if there's any adjustments that need to be made, it's made at that point in time. Our balance spec is within a 1/4 inch ounce from 6 inches from center. When we know that we're within that spec, there's not going to be an ounce of balance issue at all. We do it all, taking it apart from dead scratch and building it up to build the best possible component we can put in a box. You're going to see that assembling, disassembling the clutch itself probably 4 to 5 times throughout the process before it actually gets buttoned up and put in the box. We're doing that to make sure that we know that that clutch is going to be perfect when you receive it. We're sourcing the very best quality components that we can buy to make sure it's the strongest component that we can put in that box.